All right, here's another segment of What Your Palate. We got a very special guest on the podcast today.
Yeah. Special's the right word, right?
Daryn Colledge. His list of accomplishments is absolutely astonishing. We got into some great stories from your time being in the NFL, winning a Super Bowl, time in the National Guard, now a restaurateur, working in fine wine with Three Fat Guys, the brand. Raising a family, moving around the country. I mean, it goes on and on. Yeah, that was all.
Is that all we talked about? Felt like we had more.
But if you want to hear a story about accomplishments, what motivates people, this is it. Great story. Thank you for being here. It was a true pleasure talking to you.
Oh, thank you guys. It was a lot of fun. I feel like we could have gone longer.
I think we got on 3 hours. I think we got on 3.
I think we might have to have you back, man, if that's cool.
Exactly.
I'm thinking
episode 2.
I'm thinking remote. We do one in Boise.
There you go.
Let's do it.
Can we shoot it? I'll put us on the raft and we can shoot it on the river.
Yeah,
I'm down.
Always work out. That's part of my normal life. Do a lot of rucking, do all that kind of stuff. But it was really eating and drinking and like filling my life with the stress and only getting stronger and bigger in the gym, and was getting back to fighting weight. And I was like, okay, like maybe that's not going to work out for my life. And so took a big dive in January to be like, hey man, like you only can control what you can control. So I'm gonna get into something else. And I wanted to get into something that I'm terrible at and know nothing about, so I could be a rookie again and learn those things.
You seem to reinvent yourself every few years.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think life's full of chapters. It's like, to find something. And I think the one thing is like getting to pick your heart and getting to pick the things that are challenging you in life are really, really. And endurance sports is one of those things that I'm not built for. Right? At 295 pounds or 300 pounds, depending on when you caught me when I played, or 315 pounds when I played, like you're built for like 30 seconds of work. And about 5 minutes of like just rest. And so the idea of going on sustained runs, like the military put that in me. The military made me in really, really great shape. So I was kind of like, okay, how do I get back to kind of that world? And also, how do I do something that none of my old talents help me for? The only talent that I have that helps me from football and endurance sports is like, I don't mind pain and I'm dumb. So I'll just keep going. And so my buddy and I've got a really good friend, Michael, who happens to also be my neighbor. And we kind of challenge each other every year with a little bit of a misogi, this idea of something that you're, better than 50% chance of failure, but it's a physical thing. And I was digging through some stuff and we found this 50-mile ultra marathon. Now, neither one of us had ever ran over a half marathon in our life. I'd rucked more than 20 miles, like through the military, all that kind of stuff. But to run, the idea of a sustained run for that far. And it was literally 51 days from the race. And I was like, if we start training tomorrow, we have 50 days to train for 50 miles. And I'm like, can we do it?
Yeah.
And he's like, better than 50% chance of failure. So let's go. Let's do it. And built out a program and started training from there. And that really kind of kicked off the endurance protocol. And now I've got a triathlon in July. I've got another 30K race coming up. I've got a half marathon with my wife coming up, and then I've got a my full triathlon in Olympic length in October. And I'll tell you what, I've realized I thought I could, but I realized I can't swim.
Oh, I was just gonna ask about like a Fud Mutter or some of those other.
Nope. Yeah. No mutters, nothing like that. Literally trying to do trying to swim actual distance. Like I'm in the pool at the YMCA a lot of mornings now with a bunch of people somewhere between the ages of 75 and 150, in much worse shape than I think that I'm in, and they destroy me daily in the pool. I mean, I watch these people swim by me, and I'm like, I don't know what they're doing that I'm not doing. They look like dolphins.
It's a body type, right?
Yeah, I mean,
for my own emotions, like that's how I'm trying to sell it.
I mean,
I'm trying to be like, oh, it's because I got too much muscle mass. I'm too heavy. I'm too lean. Oh, my feet. I look like a boat. Like I look like I'm on plane trying to go through the water, and these people look like they. I mean, I've been in the water with manatees. They're graceful and they move, and you wouldn't think it. And there's a guy that swam next to me the other morning. He looked like a manatee. He was beautiful in the water, huge human being, and just beautiful in the water. And I'm like, I don't think I'll ever swim that well.
Yeah.
So you just sunk my battleship.
Yeah, I'm like I'm emotionally like devastated at this point. I'm like, I eat right, I work out, I do all these things, and then I go in the water and I look like a rock. I'm like, this is not good.
I've always been the same. I always thought it was like my body hair that dragged me, though. That's what I blamed it on. That and broader shoulders.
Your body hair dragged you down?
We're a bick away.
We just got a lot of drag.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. All right. Shave the hair off my legs and maybe they'll float a little bit better.
Well, so you did your 50-mile run.
I did the 50-mile run.
What did that
Yeah.
take, man? How long was that run?
It took me I'd have to double check the time. I don't remember exactly anymore, but I think it took me just over 10 hours to finish up. So I
was just curious if it was less than a day, because I don't.
No, yeah, I had really set aside like a day and a half. Right, the race started at 6 a.m. for the early starters because we had us running solo. There was a small group of us running solo, and then everybody else was running a relay. And so they let anybody who was going solo start at 6, and then all the relays started at 8. So you're getting caught by people, right? And then they realize you haven't got one of the wristbands. So at first they reel you in because you're the target, right? They're like another victim, another body, right? I'm passing people, they're feeling really good about themselves. Then they look down and realize you don't have the yellow wristband on, which means you're going solo. And then the humility all of a sudden like comes way down. They're like, hey, you're doing great. Keep it up. Like, we're really, really excited for you. We're proud of you. And you're like, great. Awesome.
Yeah.
Like, that's awesome.
Man.
But I'm also dying at the same time. And I stopped once once I had to have a bathroom break, and then I stopped once at 32 miles to see my wife and my kids. And I admit that if my kids hadn't been standing at mile 32 with my wife and holding up signs, I didn't know they were going to be there. They had signs. If they weren't there, I would have quit. Dad would have quit. But I was like, you can't quit in front of the kids. So once the grandparents took the kids, I thought about quitting at 42 once they left. I was like, honey, I'll meet you at the bottom again, and you just in case you pick me up in 41, just in case this isn't going to work out. And then at 41, I decided I was going to be able to finish. I was going to be able to kind of get through what I was going through, which was like tight everything kind of falling apart. And got to the end, which was like really, really tough because everybody else oddly, all the relay people, their race ended at 46 miles. But they won a 50-mile race for the ultramarathoners because they were, for whatever reason, because they're narcissistic. I have no idea. And they're like, so you had to run past the finish line 2 extra miles back down the road and then come back. And you pass the last aid station, and it's a girl who's like, oh, yeah, you're solo? Cool. Hey, here's some more water. Here's some more gels. There's a guy named Steve 2 miles down the road. He's going to tell you when to turn around. And you're like, awesome, right? So everybody's leaving. Everybody's getting high fives. Everybody's like, they're all done. And you're like, oh, God, I got to go 2 more miles. So now I'm running, and this is in the Greenbelt. This is downtown Boise. Like, the Greenbelt is just amazing, amazing thing. But it runs right into, like, the districts where there's the food and the drinks, and we got a place on the river where people surf. So everybody's out on this Saturday night having a great time. And you're the only one who's doing the worst thing in the world, right? All the things I want to be doing, fishing or drinking or enjoying my friends or having a slice of pizza, like, no, I'm like going through misery. And all I'm doing is trying to find Steve. And I got no idea who Steve is. Steve is Waldo, right? He's just a sea of people, right? And I'm just jogging, and I'm like, I'm mad, I'm upset, I'm in pain. I just ran into a friend of mine, and she's having cocktails with another friend of hers, and I'm like, I want to have a cocktail. And I all of a sudden jog kind of past all of them, and here's this dude just sitting on a rock by himself. And I'm like, if this isn't Steve, I'm jumping in the river. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm done. This is absolutely it. And Steve gets off this rock, and I'm expecting Steve to be like, hey, man, you made it. Turn back. You got 2 more miles, and you're done. No. Steve is a godsend. Like, Steve is my Mother Teresa. He gets off this rock with this energy that's just like, hey, you're awesome, right? You need some water? He's pouring water on me. He's like, you need a snack? He's like, hey, man, you got 2 more miles? Hey, this is your moment. He's like, take it in, enjoy it, and shoves me back the other way, and I'm like half crying. I'm like, I love you, Steve. I'll finish these last 2 miles for Steve. Like, I don't even think about my kids anymore. My kids are gone. I'm like, no, it's me and Steve, 2 more miles. It's all we got to do, and I'm finishing up for Steve. And
like, Steve, can I get your autograph?
I got done. My wife and I have this running joke because my wife loves doing 5Ks and 10Ks, and she's getting ready to do her half marathon. So she loves to ruck. She loves the outdoors. She's a big outdoor activities person, but running's not her thing either. But she does these 10Ks every year and these 5Ks, and so this year she's planning for this half marathon. But what she loves about them is you get finisher medals. She's a huge fan of finisher medals. She thinks everybody in the world should have one, which I agree. Like, I think it's great. You go out and you do the work. Hey, here's your medal. And so I get the end, and I've literally been telling myself for the last 25 miles, like, I'm doing this, I'm getting a badass finisher medal. Like, I'm going to be like, yeah, it's all worth it. And I cross through that finish line, and I am done. And I'm like looking around, I'm like, waiting for the crowd. My wife hugs me, my buddy's there, and all the whole 9 yards. I'm like, yeah, we did it. And I'm like, where's my finisher medal? There's no finisher medal. They hand me a hat. And it's the same hat everybody else got that ran it solo or ran it as a team. We all get the exact same hat. It doesn't say anything special. And I was the most dejected. I walked straight to the river and I just sat in it. And I'm like, I need the next 30 minutes just to like recover from the emotional disaster of I'm not getting a finisher medal.
I'm just going to drop a gift hint to your wife.
Yeah.
She can make a custom finisher medal.
Yeah.
If it hasn't happened yet, hey, baby.
You know, it's so funny that you say that because she would absolutely like, that would be like something that'd be like, I'd be like, oh man, that's super sweet of you. And she'd be like, absolutely, like, you didn't earn this one though. like I want the medal from them that says I finished your race. Like me giving her a participation trophy and her handing me one, like it is just the total opposite of what my wife would be all about. She'd be like, no, this means nothing. Like,
oh man, that's awesome. Well, congratulations on all that. But I mean, I think I'd like to introduce you, but right now you're in endurance sports. That's your
I'm
new
participating.
Thing. Participating, okay. Yeah. You got a wine brand.
Yeah.
3 Fat Guys.
Yeah.
Started that. We'll get into that. But prior to that, you've lived a number of different lives. So you're a veteran. You were in the National Guard. Mm-hmm. Served in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Let's see. You also the small piece I think was that you're a Super Bowl champion, right?
Yeah,
It's very small.
And I was supposed to bring my ring and I didn't bring it. Like I was like, and this is the joke. Like right, like I don't even know where it is half the time. And if my wife doesn't tell me when to take it, like I literally go to kids events and they're like, hey, Super Bowl champion's coming in. She's like, hey, do you have your ring? And I'm like, they don't want to see the ring. They're like, they're inviting you as a Super Bowl champion. Like that's the kind of that's the niche. Like you need to fill it in.
And God, what else? Let's see. Also, you were a coach at Boise State.
No, I worked for our alumni association. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I worked for our alumni association. That was in between. That was in between the Guard and running restaurants.
Okay, yeah. And you're a restaurateur.
Yes.
So today we got a special guest. Yes. Finally introducing you. We got Daryn Colledge here. So you know his roster of accomplishments. It's a pleasure to have you on Go With Your Palate. You got me, Joe Wagner, co-host, Chris Fat Mario Rubio. Don't ask why his name is Fat Mario. Yeah. I didn't make up that name, but we can get into that after the podcast.
Will we? I think
we can dive into it. I can tell you some stories about nicknames in the NFL. So, like, for one, you don't ever get to pick your own because we'd all have the same one. And we're going to keep the podcast clean, but we'd all have the same. We'd all have the same nickname if we got to pick our own. So,
yeah.
Well, welcome. Pleasure to have you. Excited to be able to share your story with our audience and have people, just get motivated by it. Yeah. Understand that I love how you just started off with just. You've got an idea, an accomplishment you haven't achieved, something you think you might be able to do. Put your mind to it and just fucking do it. I mean, that's a mindset I think a lot of people, especially the younger generation, don't carry yet. And maybe that's because they don't carry a lot of accomplishments because of the participation trophy era that, so many of them went through. But once you get those first accomplishments, even in adulthood, it becomes an addictive element for most people. So, I mean, why don't we start there? Like your upbringing, you were born and raised in, was it Alaska?
Well, really raised all over the West Coast. So born in Fairbanks, because there's not a hospital in North Pole. So born in Fairbanks. My dad's work took us down to California when I was probably around 4 years old. Worked for a small company down there that turned into a huge company called TC Construction. My mother's job took us back up to Washington. She started a scratch agency for State Farm. Insurance, and we started that out of Kashmir, Washington. We lived in the basement underneath it, like literally lived off the mac and cheese and tuna on toast kind of deal. Lived off fruit from our friends' orchards. Came from not a lot of money, right? Made a lot of sacrifices to help start my mom's business. My dad and my mom made huge sacrifices to do that, and my mom fought through that agency and built something really, really great there, and then had the opportunity to take over another agency up in North Pole, Alaska, and move us back to home. Well, really for home for the two of them. So that job took us back up to North Pole and lived there for the majority of the formative years, back in for middle school and high school, and then finally left to college in Idaho. But yeah, Alaska, up until a while ago, was really, really home for me, and it'll always be my original home. But I've been in Idaho now for 25 years, the longest I've been anywhere, coming on 26 years now, and it's really, really become our second home. I love Alaska. I think it's an amazing place. I'm super blessed to be from there. I know all 6 people that actually still live there. The state is it's a different place, and I think it breeds a certain type of person. I think that's an awesome, awesome thing. And I get back as often as I can. I love it. But I tell everybody go twice, see it once in the summer, then go back once when it's 65 below and realize maybe you're not built for that, because it takes a special person.
That does take a special person. That's wild. So, and literally 6 people in North Pole.
No, we have more than that, but it feels like it's about 6 sometimes. It's one of those things where I think it's obviously probably changed a little bit, and I think COVID, we had a mass exodus, but it was one of those things where North Pole, the actual city of North Pole itself, we're surrounded by 2 military bases. We have Eielson Air Force Base in Fort Wainwright, and then you have Fairbanks, which is your major metropolitan area, which is the second largest city in the state. But a lot of people live in the North Pole area as the suburbs. But the city limit inside of it, I believe, was about 1,600 when I was in school, or 1,200, right, somewhere in there when I was in school. So when school was in session, the population of the actual city downtown, I think, doubled.
Okay.
When the high school, middle school, and elementary schools were all in session, I think the population kind of doubled, which was similar to the Packers, because it's super funny because the Green Bay was the same way. Like when Packers were playing, I think it became the 3rd largest city in the state of Wisconsin, and then everybody would go home.
I think I've heard that. Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. So, different place. Candy cane light poles, the whole 9 yards.
That's what I was wondering, if you got like a lot of those Santa Claus jokes.
Well, it was really a joke. Like if you look at North Pole's history, it was one of those things where they were trying to draw a toy factory into the city to be built there and to bring this this industry into the area. So they renamed it. We did the candy cane light poles, and the toy shop never even showed up. But North Pole bid on it hard, and the community supported and got behind it. We've got the Santa Claus house, and we've got reindeer. We've got a registered Kris Kringle and Mrs. Claus kind of deal in the city. Like people come in and they want to see it, and you can still write letters from Santa at the Santa Claus house and have them sent down to family members. And the community still gets behind people that mail letters up, and they'll have community signings where neighborhood businesses will go out and people will respond to the letters, and like it's a great community.
Cool.
It's one of those communities. Every place has got its own signature, but it's still one of those places where people still help each other. It's a place where people still care about their neighbor and take care of each other. And when you live in a place that's 30, 40, 50 below, if your car breaks down, people pull over because you'll die. So again, it's a special place. I still love North Pole and Fairbanks, and it's why I try to get back, and it's why it's why we do 3 Fat Guys things up there almost every single year, just because it's a good place full of good people.
Well, that's the plug for North Pole, so go visit there. And
absolutely.
You're going to make me jealous here. I'm going to ask you a question about Northern Lights. How many times have you seen them?
Too many times.
Enough
that when they come out now, I'm not like, oh man, I got it. Like, every once in a while we'll get them in Idaho, right? The light will be just right, the angle, the sun, the solar flares, whatever it might be, just gets it right. So like if you'll drive 8 miles out of town, you can get up on a hill and you can kind of see them if you go out at midnight. And I'm like, no, I'm good, man. Like
you've seen it enough?
I've seen them at their best, and I've seen them at their brightest, and it's awesome. Now, if I still do get up there for the winter and I still get to see it, like there's something about seeing the Northern Lights with no wind at 30 or 40 below, because the whole world goes still at those temperatures. I mean, it's like there's just nothing. When it does that, there's something about being up in that place in the desolate and getting to see them is still special up there. But it's also like getting to see things in Ultra HD right now, and then trying to go back and watch videotapes of me playing like in high school. You're like, it's kind of grainy. I think there's a game happening out there. So like,
well, I've chased the Northern Lights to Finland, Iceland, Northern Canada, and only seen them faintly once. Yeah. So I'm like, it's just one of those things. Like every New Year's, that's where like, hey, let's go out, and where are we going to go this year? And there were all the areas that like it's dark, 20, 22 hours a day. But man, it was a blast, and you get to see the cultures and
if you need if you need a hookup. I'll call my people up there. We'll get you out to Chena Hot Springs, and you can stay at the Ice Hotel up at Chena Hot Springs, and you can go out and see the Northern Lights, hang in the hot springs, watch the Northern Lights, sleep in the igloo, get the drinks in the ice glasses, and
that sounds awesome.
Turn around and come back.
Can we also give him a tour? I think he'd like to see Santa Claus too.
We'll get you the tour. Well, we always, 3 Fat Guys, we always bring up a bottle of wine for him, because we're trying to stay on the good list. Like we're not messing around.
That's
right?
what I'm talking about.
Like we're gonna scratch each thing, we're gonna rub you stone, we're gonna look for every 4-leaf clover, but we're not gonna play games. When we go up there, we're dropping off a little something nice for Mr. and Mrs. Claus, because it's one of those things where it's like, just in case you need to stay on the nice list one more year.
Call it superstition or whatever you want, but always be on the nice list. I think that's a good way to live life. So in Alaska, were you able to play football there?
Yes. And unlike my coaches, who I assume actually never actually watched me play football because he tried to make a joke that we were playing 8-man all the time, we actually played 11-man football. So we played normal traditional football that everybody expects and you see on a daily basis. Now, I live in small town Idaho. There's small town California. Like, there's plenty of people play 8-man football out there and see those kind of things. Yeah. We played full 11. We only played 8 games, and it was a good chance it was going to snow by the end of the season almost every year. So... But I actually, to be totally honest, I only played 1 year of high school football.
Oh.
I played as a freshman, and I had Osgood slaughter in my knees, grew up really, really fast over my 8th grade, 9th grade year, and I was a much better baseball player than I was a football player. And my knees were getting all messed up, and I went and saw our doctor, and he was like, hey, you can keep going. He's like, but they're going to be hurting, they're going to be soaring all the time. He's like, and it might threaten your baseball season. And I was not in any mood to, mess with baseball. I was just doing football for fun, and I lived in a small town. You'd played every sport because when there's only so many kids, everybody plays. And I decided I was going to walk away from it. And then I went back and played my senior year only because I was dating a cheerleader. So she was like, hey, you got to come play. And I was like, okay, cool. You do what your girlfriend says. I was like, all right, cool, man. I'm going to go play football. And they needed guys to play. And I became the starting offensive lineman, starting defensive lineman, and somehow the punter all in the same season, my senior year.
You got to play almost every play.
My only plays off were kickoff and kickoff return. I got a water break. And then anytime there was a timeout, so they would run water out. My coach was like, hey, man, you kickoff and kickoff return, you don't have to be out there. But field goal block, kickoff, offense, defense, and then you're punting. It's okay, but you're high school. You don't know any different. You're
you want to be on that field as much as you can.
Yeah. I wasn't thinking about college football at the time. I was just thinking about something to do. And my parents kind of had a rule, if I was playing sports, I didn't have to have a job, and they would support me. But if I didn't have sports, I was working. So most of my high school career, I was half sports, half job, and. I'm not the smartest kid, but 2 to 2 together. So by my senior year, I was playing 5 sports because I was like, I don't got to work. I got the system rigged. I'm like these kids now with the NIL. I'm like, I had parent IL. I was like, hey, they're paying for gas as long as I'm playing sports. That's how you bake the system.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it, man. Mm-hmm. So from high school, then you went to college.
Yeah.
Was there a recruitment process for that?
Yeah, awesome recruitment process. So I actually got a couple offers to play baseball, but none of them were full scholarships. They were all 3/4. They were all small Midwest schools. I was a good baseball player, but I wasn't great. So I wasn't going to be going, nobody was calling up me to play, USC or anything like that. But they, I had some small Midwest schools that were like, hey, we can give you a scholarship offer. My parents had gotten divorced while I was in college, blue collar family, doing white collar work, but there wasn't a college fund, there wasn't a trust fund. I was paying for school, and I was really, really thinking about joining the military. Now, obviously, with Fort Wainwright and Eielson there, you'd seen recruiters, you knew the option, and I knew I wanted to go to college. My mom had instilled that in me, but every male in my family didn't go to college. They became blue-collar laborers, and I learned that trade. I learned my family builds fence. That's what they do. Every male in my family has built fence since my grandfather, and I learned that trade when I was in high school, and I worked that job because I always knew I could fall back on that. I always knew I could do that job and would always have that skill. But I knew I wanted the opportunity to go to college. My mom had instilled that in me, so I was like, okay, how do I get school paid for? And the military was going to be the easiest way to do that. But had a couple coaches who believed in me, so the baseball offers kind of came, and my football coach was like, hey, man, I think we could maybe find some money for football. Let's check into it. And I'm like, man, I played 1 year. I get it. I'm a pretty good athlete when I look around the table, but I'm not I'm thinking of what's out there in the world, right? A kid that's played football for 15 minutes, and he's like, let me compile the videos and put your name out there. So I went and, I did the recording. Hey, this is Daryn Colledge. I'm really excited. I would love to play for your team. And I did that recording. We built all the VHSs and put all my highlights on it and sent it out to the 50 schools. And I got my first letter back 3 weeks later from Michigan. And I'm like, the Wolverines sent me a letter.
That's pretty awesome.
And I responded to it, and I think they got the wrong Daryn because they didn't even respond to the letter that they sent me.
They spell it with an I instead of a Y.
Or they were like, oh, we thought you were Derek.
True. Absolutely true. And then I told you I spent some time in Washington. So I grew up watching the Cougars and the Huskies play, and Alaska doesn't have a football team. So I was like, I'd love to go be a Cougar and Husky. I loved Washington. I loved my time there. So they were the only 2 coaches that I wrote personal letters out to, and I think we had email in that era. I sent emails out hey, from Washington, spent some time there, would love the opportunity to come be a part of your program. They also never wrote back. So I don't know if those are in their spam folder or what. They might want to dig into that.
Missed opportunity.
Opportunity. I got my first legitimate recruiting offer from Oregon. The Ducks called me up. And I was like, this is perfect, because I just called Washington and Washington State and they didn't write back. And I'm like, I heard you guys play them. I would love to take that out on them. And they're like, okay. And I'm like, awesome. Committed to them. Said I want to come play. They called me up 2 weeks later and said, hey, we got a blue chip we didn't think we were going to get. Your scholarship doesn't exist anymore.
Oh.
And I was like, oh. But they're like, if you could walk on, we'll have a scholarship for you next semester because one of our seniors will come off. And I'm like, I'm doing the math in my head. I have zero money. So walk on means I'm paying for school. My parents got a little bit of money. They could probably help me with that. But the bigger question was like, if I get down there and I suck, like I'm not good. I'm North Pole good, but I'm not good enough for you guys. Like you guys all of a sudden realize I'm not what I'm supposed to be. Like that offer doesn't show up, then I'm SOL, right? I'm just stuck. And Boise State called me up right after they did and said, hey, we want to have you down for a recruiting trip. And I hand to God, I told, hey, could you give me a few dates? Because tickets are really expensive and we're going to have to like get the money together. And they laughed. They thought I was making a joke. And I'm like, no, tickets are really expensive out of Alaska. Plus I'm in basketball season. They're like, no, we pay for the ticket. It's a recruiting trip. And I'm like, oh, well, I can leave whenever. Like,
sign me up.
Yeah. But mind you, I also had macaroni and cheese hair color at that time because I have the brownest hair ever, and our basketball team was on a little bit of run, so everybody dyed their hair with the cheap stuff from the grocery store, which turned my hair like orange. So I look like Ronald McDonald. So my mom actually forced me to go down to the local stylist to like make my hair brown again, so I can go on this recruiting trip and actually look respectable. Had a great visit, fell in love with the place, fell in love with the city, fell in love with the community, but more importantly, they took a chance and they had an offer and they paid for my school. And that's why I ended up there. And my only goal to go down there was to not embarrass my family, not embarrass the state of Alaska, and just outwork everybody. Like I thought I would be special teams. I thought I'd be the backup defensive end because that was my best position. All my accolades in the state were on defense. So I was like, I thought I'd go down there. I was kind of looking at them, 250 pounds, I'm 235 because I'm in basketball season. I'm like, okay, I can come down this roster and like, I'll be a backup, but I'm just this kid from North Pole. Like, and it turned into all those things.
That is awesome. Yeah. And did you stick in defensive end?
No, I became an offensive lineman pretty much after the first month, which I kid you not, I showed up at like 235, 240 because I was coming out of basketball season and working that summer when I came down in the fall for my very first season. And I thought I was going to be defensive end, so I was like, okay, I'll put on 20 pounds. I've got 4 years, get big and strong in the gym. Like they're going to actually feed me. Like this is going to be really good. And they're like, hey, we like your athleticism. We think you're raw. We think we can just teach you this other position. I was like, what's this other position? They're like, offensive line. I'm like, do you realize in high school, like we ran like just man, and my other tackle, because I missed camp for baseball, for the first 2 weeks had to tell me it was a pass or it was a run, and I just blocked the dude in front of me. Like that was how that pass run. I mean, that was it until I learned all the plays up for the first couple weeks. And they're like, no, we can make it work. And I kid you not, I walked by a guy named Rob Vine, who was a junior at that time, and I was a true freshman. And Rob is 305 pounds of huge human being. And here's me at 235. And I'm like, you want me to be that? Like, that is just never, ever, ever going to happen. And, but it did. I redshirted and ate everything I could find and lifted every weight I could and bothered everybody in that room until I learned the job and started as a redshirt freshman and didn't give it up for 53 games straight.
God, wow.
Yeah.
What a story.
Yeah.
And then moved into, you got drafted.
Yeah. It's kind of the same story. Like, thought I'd be there about 15 minutes. Like, told the wife, like, hey, let's pay off the credit card debt. Let's pay off your school debt. And if we get out of here with, like, an apartment, like, this is going to be a win, right? Show up. Don't embarrass Alaska. Don't embarrass your family. Don't embarrass Boise State for, sending you there. And leg that out into a 9-year career and started everywhere I went. Didn't miss a single game until my 9th season. Won a Super Bowl. Had an amazing experience. Met some amazing people. One of the best part-time jobs in America, right? Like you had summers off. Felt like a teacher. And I loved every minute of it until I didn't. Like the NFL has some amazing things and some amazing joys and some highs of highs, but it's a job, and it becomes a job, and it becomes an extremely cutthroat job, right? You kind of think it's going to be the same thing as college football. You think it's going to be this brotherhood where everybody's on the same page, and then you find out that's only during the playoffs. The rest of the time, it's a lot of people like looking for a paycheck and trying to feed their families and get the next big payday and take care of themselves, and that's coaches and players involved. And sometimes you run into some great people. Like I've got Jason Toney in my life. awesome people, and I've had awesome coaches in my life, but it is a business, and it's $1 billion business. And when you finally realize it, that takes a little of the shine off.
So people are actually looking to get traded to make a bigger buck.
Oh yeah, for
I mean,
sure.
That's kind of like, all right.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They're climbing that ladder just like corporate America does.
Just like corporate America, man. You're looking for your next payday. When you're locked into a contract, and the things have changed in the NFL. Like, players have more power than they've ever had before. Like, everything's changed and it's evolved to the other side. And we have it. Well, I had it way better than the guys in the 50s and 60s, right? You talk to some of those dudes that played, and they were working second jobs, right?
Yeah.
And they were fighting for free agency, and we had all that stuff. But there's a certain group of people that are doing that job because it's a job, and they're going to make as much as they can. They're going to get done. There's certain guys that are going out there trying to win championships, and they're willing to sacrifice everything for the team. And then there's a bunch of guys right in the middle. They're kind of doing a little bit of both. But most guys are taking care of themselves right up until the playoffs start. And then everybody's on the same page because everybody's making the same amount of money and everybody's trying to win a championship. But up to that point, you're trying to get that next deal because you just don't know. Like, and it's not their fault. It's not the problem. That's the business that we've created, right? The average NFL career is less than 3 years. Like, you have a small window, and a ton of it is the work you put in every single day and working harder than the next guy. The separation between guys is 1% to 2% all the time. A shit ton of it's luck. You got to be in the right place at the right time and hope the guy in front of you fails, or hope that you don't fail and he's waiting behind you, right? Like, I got replaced by a guy in Green Bay. Like, I thought I'd be in Green Bay forever. I got replaced by a kid behind me named TJ Lang, and I was the guy and he was the backup, and I thought, like, I'm good to go. Like, they're going to re-sign me, and they offered me a small contract to go because they were willing to take a chance on TJ. And I was like, all right, good luck with that, right? TJ proved himself, turned into a Pro Bowler. It was a great choice by them. He turned into an awesome player, right? He got the best end of that coin, right? I stepped away. He got his opportunity, and he made the most of it. And I got nothing against TJ. He's an awesome kid and turned in, like I said, a Pro Bowler, a great player. Green Bay did what it did. Have they won a championship since I left? No. But that's because I put a hex on the house. So I'm bitter.
It's only fair.
I've got my little doll I picked up while I was traveling, and I got the pins in it. I'm thinking about pulling them out this year, so the Packers may be back this year for a
Packers are on the naughty list right now.
Exactly. Nobody's delivering me wine.
Oh, you fucked with the wrong guy.
Yeah, exactly. No. The Packers organization is great. I love it. I go back there every year. I was actually just back supporting the Lombardi Foundation this last week, and the Packers are a special organization, and I was, as much as I want to be a Packer my whole life, it was actually really, really great to go out and see and play in other organizations and learn how each one work. The Packers, to a fault, they treat everybody like they're Bart Starr, right? Like, they treat every guy that comes back like they're a Hall of Famer. Like, they treat you well, So I imagine how they actually treat the Hall of Famer guys. I'm sure they probably treat them really good. But they always make us feel like when we come back, like we're important, like we did something. And I think that's a special, special organization. And I wish nothing but success for them because, being the only program that doesn't have an owner, special fan base, it's just
it is
one
a
of those
pretty
unique
spectacular
places.
thing. I've not been to Lambeau Field, but
once got to go once.
Done enough research on it to know that it's
whole
pretty
different
spectacular.
experience.
Yeah,
whole different experience. Got to go back like early fall when the leaves are changing, you start to get that cold nip in the air. Like, you don't want to go back when it's like 10 below. Don't do that. But go back in those early fall games, get yourself a beer, watch a game. And I mean, the stadium's in the middle of the community. The houses are right across the street. They're all party houses now. It's turned into a little bit bigger than it was when I was there, but it's still a special place. It's still the place where, the regular people run into the Packers at gas stations and at local restaurants and all that kind of stuff. And,
And it's the only team that is owned by the fans.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The only one.
That's such a cool concept.
Unlike the Bears, who are actually owned by the Packers.
Shots fired.
Or wait, are they
Bears?
The Indiana Bears now? Is that what it's going to be? The Indiana Bears? Like, is it going to be like nostalgic to get like old Chicago gear? Like, are they be like, oh man, I got a vintage Chicago gear, but it's it's from 2025 and 26. Like 2 years from now, like that's vintage. Like, I remember when it was in Chicago, that was super cool.
Well, it's like San Francisco 49ers. Like, it pisses me off to get to the stadium. It's from San Francisco. It's no traffic. You're an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be 3 hours, but it's like, that's not San Francisco. It kind of ripped the core of like San Francisco, what San Francisco was out of that team. But I hear they may be coming back into the city, and they've really done a good job. But yeah, you lose that sense of community. Yeah. Obviously, Lambeau Field, that's never going anywhere.
It's it's tough. Obviously, I did those things, and we were kind of talking about this before we even started. Like, the way money changes. These are billionaire corporations, $1 billion corporations. they're looking for tax relief. They're doing all these kind of things. They're rich people that are going to stay rich, right? They're trying, but you look at like what happened with St. Louis, you look at what happened with Oakland, you look at all these other cities that all along the way that have been, these communities have had their teams tore out of them and stuff like that. And it's tough. It's hard. And to be a fan and accept those things and realize you have no control over it. And your only control you have is your eyes and your dollars. And I got a feeling eventually one of these days, somebody and the fans and everybody's going to get tired of it. But again, I think viewership was up to a new record this year again as it was last year. So
was it?
Yeah. So I think it's just one of those things where it's like I keep saying that maybe things will change, but maybe they'll never change. I don't know.
Yeah. So you went from Packers to Cardinals or
to the Dolphins,
and then to Dolphins.
Yep, wrapped up with the Dolphins.
Wrapped up with the Dolphins after how many seasons? You said 9?
9.
9.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They offered me a 10th. I was in Italy and I was out of shape and I knew I wanted to retire, and I called my coach up and called him back and said, hey, I appreciate the offer, but I didn't want to do it anymore. I got injured my 9th year, got another big concussion, got a back injury, and I was laying on my couch and I'm 310 pounds and I couldn't pick up my 4-year-old daughter or my 2-year-old daughter. I was that messed up, and I was just like, dude, what am I doing? Right? Like, am I really doing this because I want the money, need the money, don't have any other options in my life? Or like, I was watching more of my friends break down. You have less and less friends on every single team. You're starting to be an old guy. When you're 9 years in the league, like a bunch of your buddies have already bounced out of the league. You're hanging out with the young guys. You're trying to figure it out, but you're in a totally different place than they are. You're raising families. They're trying to start families, or they're trying not to start families, right? It's one of those things where it's like, you don't know what, it's just a different life. And I realized that I wanted something different for myself. Plus, the humidity was like 150%. I'm like, I'm too fat to be out like running around this heat anymore. So yeah, retired after 9 years. The Dolphins were kind enough to give me 10. At that time, I thought about really playing to 10. It was kind of this like weird outside goal I had, and then I just realized I wanted something else. I didn't want to use my face as a battering ram anymore, and maybe you wanted to save my brain.
Did you have a favorite of those 3 locations?
Yeah.
Or organization as a whole?
Well, I think the Packers organization is extremely hard to beat. They, without an owner, their ability to support those players and give them everything they want, the nicest of the nice, and the fans, it's a special, special place to play. I had no kids when I was there, so it was like a unique time for me and my wife to just grow up in the league and learn those things and be part of the NFL. And being a small town kid, a lot of my success and the reason I made it 9 years, I think, is because I went to Green Bay. Like when I went to Arizona and saw what a real NFL team in a big city look like and how that life changed, like I can understand why a lot of these kids get in trouble, why they don't have success, or why they blow all their money. It's like, when you're in Green Bay and the third nicest place in town is the Olive Garden, you're like, you're not going to go through your paycheck. You're like, you're making pretty good choices. There's not a Ferrari dealership in the state. Yeah. You're like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I bought a new Ford. So there were some things about that lifestyle that really fit me and really fit me in that place. In Arizona, man, I played with some awesome dudes and another really, really good organization, and had a great time there and got my first big contract there and was making good money and really got a chance to take care of my family and me and my kids. And I enjoyed that time and having the 2 kids there and raising a family and doing that was different. And then Miami was just fun. Like my coach called me up and said he needed a veteran to come and be the vet in the room. And we knew we were only going to be there 1 to 2 years. I knew I was going to retire after 10 years no matter what. Like we had already kind of put that goal in our mind. So we rented a little furnished place right on the beach so our kids could be by the sand every day while I was at work, because it was going to be, we were going to be there for, maybe 1.5 seasons. So we kept our house in Arizona knowing we'd go back there, and we really just got to live this like, hey, we're on the beach lifestyle. The problem with those 2 places, Arizona and Miami, is the fan base. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean it as in, you have so many other professional sports and so many other cool things going on in the city. If you're not giving the fan base what they deserve, which is wins, for them to support you, your fan base isn't going to be there, right? Like the Steelers come into town and you're the Dolphins. It's not a fickle fan base as much as it's like there's just a lot going on, right? It's like when you got 10 options on the table and the buffet is like, hey man, you want to go watch the NHL team, the NBA team, you want to watch the NFL team, you want to go watch a soccer team, you want to go watch a show. Like people are drawn to all these different things. And in the real world, in the real economy, not everybody's a season ticket holder, right? Yeah. You're kind of picking and choosing which things you get to go to. Now, if the Miami Dolphins or the Cardinals are making a long run and they're a playoff bound team, man, those fans come out in force, right? But if you start putting up 5, 6, 7 losses in a row, they're like, well, I'm not going to spend my hard-earned money on you. I'd rather go watch the Coyotes, or I'd rather go watch the Heat play or something, right? And I totally get that, right?
Yeah.
We're an entertainment-based business. That's exactly what we are. And if we're not giving the fans what they deserve, this shit's not getting any cheaper.
Yeah.
You're asking people $300, $400, $500 to come out and have a couple beers and bring their kids to a game. I mean, it's totally unrealistic, right? And if you're not going to give them a win, then,
Wow.
Yeah. And then, you could be stuck in somewhere like Cleveland where they're just yelling at you the whole time, but they got nothing else to do. They're like, hey, well, it's watch you suck or watch those guys suck. So it's like they're going to just chew into you all the time.
You're going to throw Chicago in there.
Yeah. No.
I was wondering if you had any like crazy fan interactions.
Dude, I make fun of Cleveland only because like it's an easy target, obviously, because they're championship drought. But those fan bases, you look at places like that, you look at places like Philly and places like Cleveland and Kansas, like there's some places that have just some really, really special fan bases that they support those teams dead in. So I make fun of them because I didn't play for them, but God, what a place to play. Like those guys, they are diehards. They love their fan base. Man, I've gotten egged in Philadelphia. I've gotten yelled at from
like during a game. Like,
we used to get our
Yeah.
buses egged on the way into Philly. We used to have people yelling stuff at us all the time on the Philly. Like Cleveland, I've had people like Pittsburgh. Like, oh man, fans will come after you. They don't care. Oakland, I'm pretty sure somebody got stabbed once while I was in Oakland. Two of the times I played in Oakland, somebody got stabbed and somebody got shot in the parking lot. Like both times I played in Oakland.
It's kind of an everyday thing.
that checks out. That checks out. Yeah.
But I want to know how many people have stabbed in Vegas since they started playing there, right? Like, what's the statistical average of people getting stabbed after a Raiders game since they've moved? Like, as the average dropping, is the crime rate dropping for that team?
That's a good question. I would imagine it has. The Bay Area historically has a lot of issues with that, California in general.
But there are some awesome fan bases. People are always like, oh yeah, blah, what's your favorite place to play? And I tell them like anywhere where the fan base is good. Like I love being on the road in a hostile work environment because what it does is it draws the doors down and it just forces the team to be in that team and to go in those places and play and try to have success. It's just a different thing. It very much brings teams in a you versus the world situation.
Yeah.
And when those fans lean into you, it's hard. I mean, like I've got cussed at, yelled at. People are spitting and throwing stuff at you. Like
Even in person?
oh yeah. Well, they're up on the wall and you're down.
I was
going to
say you're a big dude.
They're
Like,
doing their thing. Yeah, and they're also
they're in a
30,000
position
to
of
1.
safety.
So
They're like
Yeah.
gonna talk a lot of
I
shit
promise
from
you,
up
I'm
here
not
on the
fighting
hill.
any fans from Philly, right? Because
Yeah.
4 brothers are going to come over like 4 guys who live in the
Smart.
exact same house that like still live with their mom and dad because they're supporting them, and they're all steel workers. Like they're coming over the wall. Like every one of them, you're going to get every bit of that fan base. So you just smile and you wave and you hope you play well enough to show them some respect and be like, hey man, I respect what you guys do and these fan bases because some are really tough. And then you go to some places and nobody's ever there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that's a really cool point you made though about going into like the Lions Den, right?
Yeah.
And your team rallies together, and then you've got all of this kind of animosity in the stands, the passionate fan base that's totally against you.
Yeah.
And I think we kind of see that in wine as well. Like our competitor is the sommelier to a large degree.
Yeah.
But I like being in that. I feel like I get more motivated when I've got somebody who's either talking trash or trying to poke holes, whatever it is, and you can sit face to face or team to team and just drill into whatever. In your case, put points on the board and block them.
Yeah, life's really easy when everybody's patting you on the ass. Like everybody's telling you you're doing a great job and you're awesome and you're the best things in life, but that's a really easy life to go through.
Yeah.
It's a lot more of a challenge to go out there and put yourself in a situation where everybody's rooting against you and everybody wants to see you fail.
Yeah.
And that's a tough thing. But I'll take that. And I'll take passionate people over people that don't care, right? Like give me passionate people even if they hate me, right? Especially in that game. Like give me those passionate people because that's what motivates me. Like shutting a crowd up That's something. Like going on a drive and punching one in for 6 and like telling the fan base to shut the hell up. That's like, there's not much like that. Like I loved playing in Seattle because they are the most diehard fans in the last 10 years because nobody was there when they sucked. But all of a sudden they win a championship and they've come out of the woodwork. So Seattle, like that's awesome to see all these Seattle fans because they're brand new. They brought a ton of money in the NFL because they were never fans before this because I used to watch Seattle. And when they were in the Silvers, nobody cared. But now, they got Russell and, they win a little championship. They're like, everybody's a diehard Seattle fan. So that place used to be like an 11 every time we'd go into it. Man, the 11th man or the 12th man would be going. You'd be down on like the 12th man end zone side. And you're like, your eyes are vibrating. It's so loud.
Okay.
And you'd punch one in, that place would go quiet. And you're like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That's awesome.
But also lost there once like 62-7. So,
Shit.
Yeah.
Well, we got Chad in the sound room over here. He's a big Seahawks fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, Chad? Oh no, that's the other bird that nobody cares about, the Eagles. Sorry.
Oh, you just said
So I got my first welcome to the NFL moment in Philadelphia. Got 2 of them actually in the same game. So in the old days, we also used to run out just like the offense or the home team did. We used to run out like if they chose offense, we got defense, and it would rotate, right? And they would announce your starting lineup. And in 2006, we all used to still run out individually. So they'd be announcing us to start the game. And I'm in the tunnel, right? And the wide receiver goes out, left tackle goes out, and the guy's sitting there going, all right, you're next. You're next. He's showing you. You can't hear anything. You're in the tunnel. Crowd's going crazy. And I run out, and he's like, all right, you're good. Go. He sends me out now here. And starting left guard, Daryn Colledge. And the whole stadium goes, sucks. Like at one time. And I almost buckled. My knees almost buckled. Like I was like, they know. They know I'm not very good. Like I'm like in my third game ever in the NFL. I'm like, I do suck. Like, and I'm like, so that's rattled me. So after that game, the rules in Green Bay, we never ever ran out solo ever again. That game, the
Really?
Philadelphia Eagles changed football for the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers have never ran out of the tunnel solo at a road game ever again.
They were hitting every single player.
Every single player.
Yeah.
And we couldn't hear it. We didn't know in the tunnel. Now, maybe some of the vets knew and nobody told me. Like they wanted to see me buckle. But I was like, yeah, it sucks. Oh. And we're like, I think it was a Sunday night game. It was like my first primetime game too. And so then I was like, well, that was welcome to the NFL. Like, okay, yeah, like they know you suck and they're gonna watch you do it. And so then I'm playing and I get like my first chance to really like go up against like some all pros, pro style, like just some guys, like just some dudes. And I'm running around the pile and I kick a hit so hard in my face from the linebacker who I didn't see until he was like already below me. My helmet ripped off my head and I ran down the field for like another 10 yards, like just trying to feel space and try to come back. And I was just like, this is like, I shouldn't be here. Like, this is a terrible place to be. And that was my first and second welcome to the NFL moment. The third came like 2 weeks later when I gave up my first multi-sack game. And I was like, okay, these dudes are built different, right? Hadn't given them a sack in like 3.5 years, in college football. I hadn't given one up since I was a freshman. And I was out here playing against guys. And I'm like, okay, like it's like this is going to be different. These dudes are all really, really, really good.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Well, I mean, what you said earlier was it like 1% to 2% difference?
Oh,
right.
yeah.
I mean, everybody's top of their game.
It might have been 7% at that time.
Yeah.
Had a long way to go.
Is the shit talking on the line real? Like, is there a lot of that going on?
There is quite a bit of it.
Your head?
There's quite a bit of it at certain times in the game. It's not traditionally the fat guys up front, right? Like, we're spending most of our day trying to like breathe up all the oxygen in the stadium. Like, you don't got time to like. You're in such a fight with a bunch of people who are overweight and really, really strong that you don't have time to talk. And I definitely was not a talker. Like, I didn't say anything to anybody because like you just didn't know, right? Like, and the guys who were really good never had to say anything. But if a dude caught you, like, you'd hear about it, right? Like when I got my helmet knocked off, like somebody walked it back to me and had a couple words to say to me about it. And I'm like, okay, like, hey, I get it. I guess it was Takeo Spikes hit me in the face, whoever it was. I think it was Spikes. I can't even remember this day he hit me so damn hard. And I think he had a few words to chirp at me. But the problem is in the NFL is like, you're going to catch somebody sleeping. Like somebody's not going to be paying attention. There's 11 dudes out there, right? And like, you're like, okay, I'll wait. But third or fourth quarter is going to come around. You're going to be sitting next to a pile and I'm going to find you, right? Now, they've protected these guys a little bit more now, and we're not peeling back anymore. We're not taking pile shots. They're protecting quarterbacks more than they ever have. So the game's getting a little bit different, but there's still those words. But the funniest thing about the NFL is, like, you play long enough, you play with so many guys, like the rivalries that fans have, some players never have, right? You may be best friends with somebody,
I bet, yeah,
from the other team that you're like, or they've played with you, or you're like, oh my God, like I would never be a Bear, and they're like, well, the Bears just sent me $30 million contract. Hey, can't wait to be a Bear. Super excited. Bear down, I'm in. And then you end up on a different team or a different coaching staff, and then you see it's so funny, like it's this blood on blood fight all the time, and you're tooth and nail, and it's elbows and it's knees to the groin, it's fighting for every single yard, and it's all this dirty stuff you'd see. And then at the end of the game, it's like, hey man, how's the family? Everybody good? Cool. Hey, we'll see you in a couple more weeks because you'll be coming to our place, or we're going to yours if it's a divisional game or whatever it is. And you're just like, okay, cool. And I was like, everybody in college, I hated everybody in college. I was like, I've talked to a single person on the other team. They could all burn, die. I don't care. I wouldn't pee on and put out a fire. And then in the NFL, like we got done the game, they're like, hey man, it's great to see you. And dap it up. We'll see you in 3 more weeks.
That is cool.
Yeah, you definitely see that on TV too, which is good to see. I think that's good for people to watch. It's like, oh yeah, they beat the hell out of each other on screen or on the field all day long, and now they're shaking hands.
Yeah.
And now everybody's all mic'd up, which I love.
Oh yeah, that's the funny thing. Like I'm always like, now that they're mic'd up, like the stuff that you hear, like that's even the funnier stuff. It isn't even all the shit talking, man. It's the stuff people say to each other. Like half the time you're just making fun of people, or you're talking, or you're like, I used to talk to the refs all the time. Like I'd be in their ear chirping all the time. Like I'm like, hey man, 77 over there's just cheating, dude. Like he will not stop grabbing me, or you're just trying to stay in his ear. I'm like, ref, don't let him talk to you like that. You're just talking to him. And then when we had the year of the lockout refs, and we got the scab refs or whatever you want to call them that came up from college that were teaching the pro game. It was the best year ever. I was with Card.
Getting away with everything.
You could talk them into anything because they didn't know. They had just gotten there like 2 weeks before. Like they didn't have all the rules. I'm like, that's 15 yards. What are you talking? It's not 10. This is in college. All right, 15. No, I can't do that. We were spearing piles. There was late hits. Dudes are pulling people down. It took them weeks to figure out what the hell was even going on.
Gaslighting the fuck out of the refs.
Gaslight the shit out of the refs. Like I'm like, you can't do that. You can do that. Like I'm like, oh my God, that's only 5 yards. What are you talking about? They're trying to figure it out as they start huddling up. Like TV timeouts and the ref timeouts were taking forever. Games were slow, but it was hilarious. We were out there just dying. We're like, okay, like they're just trying to figure it out, but we didn't make it easy on them. Like, hell no.
Oh, that's great.
That is hilarious.
So yeah, before we move on from football, we gotta just hear the story about the feeling of winning a Super Bowl and the kind of the journey at the end of the season, getting through all that. Everybody coming together. I'm sure you've told it a million times, but
no, I mean, it was really surreal. I mean, it was awesome. We did not.
Is this really the end? Unbelievable. Find out next week.